The Department of Homeland Security says its agents immediately provided medical care to Renee Macklin Good after an ICE agent shot her. But I built a second-by-second timeline using eyewitness video footage, 911 dispatch records, and a report from the Minneapolis Fire Department, and it tells a different story. ICE didn't call 911 until 3 minutes after the shooting. ICE agents are trained in CPR, but they didn't use it on Macklin Good. After a brief medical assessment, they left her in her car, alone and bleeding. And they turned away a man who said he was a doctor and offered to help. It's possible Macklin Good could never have survived her wounds. But medical experts say more should have been done sooner to try to save her. At 9:37 in the morning, ICE agent Jonathan Ross fires 3 shots into Macklin Good's car. It careens across the street and crashes.
What the fuck? What the fuck?
Onlookers scream at Ross. He says, "Call 911.
Shame!
City records show 3 people who witnessed the shooting quickly call 911, but none of the federal agents there do that right away. About a minute and a half after the shooting, ICE agents who appear to have medical supplies start assessing Macklin Good.
Okay.
It's now almost 3 minutes after the shooting. This is when someone from the Department of Homeland Security calls 911 in Minneapolis. At about that same time, a man across the street says he's a doctor and offers to help. ICE agents block the man, and shortly after that, the agents assessing Macklin Good close her car door and leave her alone. Paramedic Wade Watson told me he can't understand why they would do that.
We basically say if the patient is warm, we would try to do any sort of life-saving measures, unless it's a safety issue. I don't know why you'd ever just shut the door.
The Department of Homeland Security says Macklin Good didn't have a pulse, but doctors and paramedics told me that's exactly when you should perform CPR. It's now about 4 minutes since the shooting. The man identifying himself as a doctor is still offering help, but ICE keeps him back.
Somebody that's medically trained is pronouncing this woman dead.
Macklin Good is alone in her car for almost 3 minutes before the first firefighters arrive. They immediately pull her out of the car to evaluate her.
That lady right there in the car, they're pulling out.
It's now more than 7 minutes since the shooting. Macklin Good isn't breathing, but the fire department report says she does have a pulse. It's thready and irregular, but it's there.
Somebody with a thready or diminished pulse is not deceased, and to walk away from an individual at that point is somewhat mind-boggling, I guess, to me as a medical professional.
It's now more than 8 minutes after the shooting. Multiple ambulances pull up a block away. They have trouble getting closer because so many vehicles are blocking the road. Many of them belong to ICE.
Let the ambulances through! Come on! Why can't we let the ambulances through?
So the firefighters carry Macklin Good to the corner. It's about 10 minutes after the shooting. Firefighters check again for a pulse, but it's gone. They immediately start CPR. City first responders continue CPR on the street, then in the ambulance, then at the hospital. At about 10:30, almost an hour after she was shot, hospital staff decide there's nothing left to be done. It's unclear whether anything could have saved Renee Macklin Good's life, but the doctors and paramedics I spoke to said she deserved to get help sooner. I wrote a story about all this for NPR News. Matt Klein is a doctor and a Minnesota state senator. He was appalled when he read how little ICE did to save Macklin Good.
I can't say how much that stirs the blood of everyone behind me here as we try to fulfill our obligation, our oath, and our duty to care for the people of Minnesota. And I believe it stirs the blood of every patriotic Minnesota who knows how we treat each other in this state.